I'm Michael Bain and welcome to Triggered, coming to you from the secret hidden bunker in the Rocky Mountains, Dragon House Studios. And before we get started today, I would like to note the passing of Paul Harrell, longtime YouTube gun presenter known for his unflinching honesty. Thank you for your videos, Mr. Harrell, and Godspeed. Wherever you end up, I hope they have a lot of ammunition. Today I want to talk a little bit more about this gun. This is the Stoeger STR-9 Combat X. It's a gun that I saw first at the SHOT Show this year and was looking at it because it's a really neat entry in their line. Basically, it is a Stoeger STR-9 gun that has been slightly redesigned so it can be entered in trials for European police departments, for NATO, for handguns. They had very specific wants. And while the STR-9 was close, it wasn't quite there. But this gun is designed specifically for those trials. Now, there are a few differences from basically the top of the line STR-9, and I'll take you through those right now, but it's kind of interesting. I wanted the gun because I like any gun that's beefed up. One of the key points in the trials was that the guns had to run for 10,000 rounds. No problems, no stoppages, no excuses. Pull the trigger 10,000 times it fires. And these guns can do it. And partly, probably the whole line can do it, honestly. The Stoeger STR-9s have been, I've seen them described as a runaway hit since they came out in, I think, 2019. This was one of the original factory prototypes that I worked with, our production prototypes, serial number 39, by the way. And I have well over 1,000, 1,200 rounds through this gun when I was testing it back in 2019. If you recall that far back, that was before the world ended. And very typical Glock-like trigger at that point, very typical finger grooves. Finger grooves are wonderful if your hand was the one designed for the finger grooves. And I've said several times that the Stoeger finger grooves are a lot easier on me than the Glock finger grooves. And as you know, there's a whole cottage industry of people who grind the finger grooves off Glocks. But basically, this is a gun that worked really well. It was also about a $300 some odd gun, seen even lower. So when Stoeger moved forward with the line, they decided to add features that a lot of those of us who were handling the early ones mentioned. We mentioned the trigger. Trigger's good, but they wanted a great trigger. Now this is the Stoeger STR-9 S Combat. Again, I have a lot of rounds through this gun. I've gone through Gunsight with this gun. It shot extremely well at Gunsight. It's a Burris Fast 4 or Fast Fire 4 on it. It's been mounted on it since the beginning when they're optic ready guns. I think that's their tungsten colored slide. And this gun shoots really, really well, but what really stood out about this gun was the trigger. This flat trigger actually worked incredibly well. It made this gun jump up a level. And when we come back, we're going to talk about why the Combat X goes to yet another level. This week's Triggered is brought to you by Rossi. The legend continues. Stoeger, everyday tough. Hunter's HD Gold. They change so you don't have to. MTM Case Guard, quality shooting sports accessories, and Ed Brown, the best money can buy for over 50 years. Welcome back to Triggered. Okay, what's different on the Combat X? The reason that I really was excited about getting the gun. What does it not have? It doesn't have any like finger grooves. Apparently it turns out that people in Europe all have different size fingers, all the police departments. There's no point to them. Make them go away. Has a really excellent surface. All the STR-9s have had a good surface with it. Look at the top. There's just slight difference in the slide. You see a more rounded profile on the older STR-9s, where you see a flatter profile on the combat version. You also see ambidextrous slide releases. Because once again, striker fired pistol, the real control there is the slide release, so you've got it on either side. Another change that I like a lot is this panel on the frame. You'll see definitely added to it. I like it because in a teaching situation or a training situation, when I say to the student, I want you to take your finger, keep your finger off the trigger, it's like, and I want you to put it right there. That feels different. Put it right there. It also gives you a little bit of a reference point on your weak hand, for your weak hand, your grip there, where your thumb, both of them pointing forward. I think it's a good addition to the gun. It makes the gun feel better. This particular gun, by the way, if you're wondering, this is a 10-round magazine for slave states like Colorado, run by I was going to say run by morons, but honestly, it's now run by Venezuelan gang members. But 10 rounds, 17 rounds, you can get 20 rounds extended magazines for them. What I've done is I've mounted on the optics plate a Vortex Viper. It's not my absolute favorite red dot sight, but on the other hand, I've used it in competition in Rimfire Challenge, and it works fine. I sort of like the fact that it's not one of the larger profile sights. One of the things we've seen is the window of red dot sights gets bigger, and yet I don't think you need that on what you're thinking of as a carry gun. Notice another thing here, that the frame extends all the way to the end of the gun. That was another specification. It gives a little bit more latitude on light, laser, coffee makers, whatever a European police department actually puts on their guns. But you still have that really excellent trigger. It's about a 5.5 pound trigger, but with that flat trigger blade, it feels lighter. So I've just started shooting this gun. I don't have nearly the kind of rounds through it that I have through these other two. But what I expect is reliability, because that's what's been kind of built into this gun. So when we come back after looking at prosaic police, maybe military style handguns, I'm going to show you something cute.
You know the RIA 5.0 packs radically new innovations, but we didn't stop there. Introducing the RIA 5.0E. The E stands for enhanced, as in new optics cuts and plates. The updated barrel is crafted with improved materials and slide geometry. The look and feel is also enhanced. Plus, new lightning cuts show off the updated match-grade barrel. Experience the enhanced RIA 5.0E today.
Welcome back to Triggered. One of the few bad things about my friend Jason Klosner at Lipsey's Distributing is he has my credit card number. And so just recently, just in the last few weeks, he said, "We saved this for you because we knew you would want it." Is this not a cute gun? It's a beautiful little gun. It is a Ruger SP101. They're small framed revolver line. And this particular one is in .327 Fed Magnum, 6-cylinder, adjustable sights, brass dot front sight. And what you end up with is a 6-shot pistol that's heavy. It's about 28 ounces. So, you know, when we talk about the snubs, they get down in a much lighter weight. It's one of the reasons that the gun in my pocket is a Smith & Wesson Ultimate Carry in 32 H&R and not 327. But with this much weight, it tamps down those .327 mag rounds, which makes this, dare I say it, an incredibly good packing pistol. This thing would look great in a Galco Avenger holster, really, or Combat Master. But you've got some options with the 327 mag. If you're carrying it in the woods, you can go up to buffalo bore heavy 327 Magnum rounds. You can drop down to 32 H&R. You can drop down to 32 long. But this, to me, is the gun that the 327 Magnum cartridge was designed to work with. So all I can say to Jason Klosner, stop it. Stop it. I'm Michael Bain. This is Triggered. Never stop sending me really neat new guns, really. Let's be honest. Of course, you can find us on michaelbain.tv, where all our videos, all our podcasts, all our blog posts are free, always. You can find us on YouTube, amazingly still. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Rumble. You can find us on X. But definitely find us, because lots of times we do have really cute guns.